Hi everybody, this is Agnes from Sediment, and today let's take a closer look at the principal grape variety of Austria, which also happens to produce some of my favorite white wines, Grüner Veltliner. With few exceptions, we have mostly been looking at the well-known international grape varieties such as Chardonnay, Merlot and Cabernet Sauvignon. However, there are some other lesser-known but mighty grape varieties that you should consider trying, and one of them is definitely Grüner Veltliner. It is high-quality Austrian white grape variety that has gained a cult following, and I am definitely amongst those who enjoy it a lot. It most likely originated in Austria and seems to be a natural cross between grapes Traminer and St. Georgian. I consider Grüner Veltliner to be semi-aromatic grape that can show both simple fresh citrus and stone fruits, as well as ripe apricots and peaches that are well mixed with the notes of white and green peppercorns. Some might disagree with me, but I actually find it to have elevated acidity that is usually well integrated within its structure, body, and ripe fruit flavors. Because Grüner Veltliner has relatively thick skins, it often shows some phenolic grip on the back palate. For those who just like me also practice blind tasting, I will mention that Grüner Veltliner can be similar to grapes such as Albarino and Pinot Gris, which are often described as its laterals. Though for me, Albarino has way higher acidity and Pinot Gris has slightly different aroma profile. Grüner Veltliner can actually be quite versatile. It can be made into dry, light, crisp and refreshing summer-style white wines with moderate or even low levels of alcohol. In Wachau, these wines can often be found under label Steinfeder. If, however, planted on the premium sites and allowed to fully mature on the vine, it is capable of producing full-bodied and highly concentrated wine with almost oily structure. It is not that uncommon for Grüner Veltliner wines to also show oak influence and notes of botrytis, such as saffron and orange marmalade. Grüner Veltliner can be made into lovely bottle-fermented sparkling wines as well, though majority of these wines will not leave Austrian border. Likewise, it can also be made into sweet white wines. Some can be lighter, while others are made from fully botrytized grapes into lusciously sweet and long-lasting dessert wines. It used to also be made into ice wine, though lately this style is increasingly less common. While Grüner Veltliner is capable of producing great wines on its own, it can also be part of the blends, most often field blends, which are locally known as Gemishtersatz. Its principal home, no doubt, is Austria, with majority of plantings found in Lower Austria in regions such as Wachau, Kremstal and Kammtal. These regions are also responsible for some of the long-lived, iconic and most expensive Grüner Veltliner wines. Burgenland is another important region for Grüner Veltliner grape in Austria. Outside Austria, it is also planted in Hungary and Slovakia, and I have even tasted some examples from New Zealand, though those wines are much harder to find in international markets, of course. I actually find Grüner Veltliner to be extremely versatile when it comes to food. Those fresh and lighter styles I would easily pair with crunchy asparagus and other green vegetables, as well as light salads. It is almost always my go-to white wine when cooking whole fish on the bone, such as trout or bass. I also enjoy it with pastas made in a creamier sauces. And when it comes to cheeses, fresh and soft sheep or goat cheese pairs beautifully with Grüner Veltliner as well. I have tasted very few Grüner Veltliner wines outside from Austria. Therefore, I will only stick to Austrian producers, which I feel I know better. In general, wine quality in Austria is very high, so if I'm not mentioning some producer, it not necessarily means that it is not good or not worth trying. But these are some of the producers that I myself have been enjoying a lot. In Wachau, great value is always offered by Domaine Wachau, no doubt. Great and most importantly, age-worthy wines are made by Weingut Noll, FX Pichler, Franz Hirzberger and Nikolai Hoff. In Kremstal, amazing wines are produced by Weingut Nigel, which in my Wachau video I mistakenly added to Wachau region. My apologies for that. Also worth mentioning are Salomon Unhof and Malat. In Kammtal, great producers are definitely Brundelmeier and Schloss Gobelsburg. As I mentioned, some of the greatest Grüner Veltliner wines are made in Wachau, which in my opinion is wine world's best kept secret. Check out my other video about Wachau region.